Yeah, so shout out to everybody, man, that's out there. You know what I mean? This is the late night. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like we out here, man. I just wanted to, you know what I mean, talk about this story real quick. It's Black leaders in Columbus, Ohio, march to counter neo-Nazi demonstration. And I wanted to show y'all this real quick. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's swinging through. You know what I mean? It's what, like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. But y'all gotta check this out, right? Now, let me see. Okay, Mataza Pod said he didn't get the link. 1 second, y'all. Let me send Mataza Pod this link real quick. Let me see. Blah blah blah. One second. Let me see. All right, so the whole thing about this, right, was I wanted to just, you know what I'm saying, like talk about this because it is real funny how let me see, Mataza Pa. Let me see, Mataza Pa. Blah blah blah. Yeah, just send him the link so he can come in here. But you know, it's crazy because like when I seen it, it's like when I saw this video, I was like, man, look at this, man. Like, I don't get it. But before I get into the whole commentary about the whole thing, let me let y'all go ahead. Shalom to Gems, and shalom to Shaywan, Harvey. Shout out to you. I'm going to play the video right now just to let y'all get, you know, what the hell's going on here. But let me just go ahead and play it for y'all. Here we go.
A group of around 12 chanting racist speech throughout the short North Saturday afternoon.
I was outraged and I felt disrespected.
In response, Columbus community leaders uniting together Sunday.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need is a concept and a way to record.
Hold on, 1 second, y'all. They played
Here's how it works.
Commercial.
First, go to riverside.fm.
Marching against the neo-Nazi demonstration North Saturday afternoon.
I was outraged and I felt disrespected.
In response, Columbus community leaders uniting together Sunday, marching against the neo-Nazi demonstration.
Really want to have a counterweight to what happened yesterday, and really just of the mind that hate doesn't get to have the last word, that injustice doesn't get to have the last word, that bigotry doesn't get to have the last word, that there are people of different orientations, different backgrounds, different organizations that are all just on the side of what's right. And we're all here walking up the street to declare that righteousness is the last word in our city.
Walking 2 by 2, the exact route on High Street where the group yelled racial slurs a day prior. These community members taking a quieter approach, standing together, silent in solidarity against hate.
We're not backing down. We're not running. We're not scared. You understand? We're here. Our presence is going to be felt from now on, period. I think the men that you see behind me are strong Black men, great fathers, great grandfathers, and they've seen enough, they've heard enough. And then it's time for us as Black men to make sure that our kids see us in a positive, making a positive impact as well.
Let me say this, right? Now you want to pop out. Now this is what I hate about our people so much, right? Is that when Joe Biden was in office, we didn't hear nothing. Nothing. Now that the neo-Nazis want to walk down the street and protest, now niggas want to come out. Now niggas want to come out. We've been out on the streets, you know what I'm saying, protesting against, you know what I'm saying, all the injustices of our people, even through when the Democrats were in office. Now that the Republicans are about to get in office and now the neo-Nazis is coming out, now niggas want to come together. Now niggas want to march against hate, as if hate wasn't always around. Those neo-Nazis have the right to be out there. This is what our people don't understand, right? And this is why it's so whack that our people want to be reactionary people. You get my point? Like, we want to be reactionary when we see blatant racism in our face. It shouldn't be like that. we shouldn't have to wait until we see the damn KKK walking down the street to want to get out and want to do something about it. You know, this is so fake. You know what I mean? Like, and this is why, and a lot of these people are from the Christian church. This is why it is so fake. Because it took for the, like I said, it took for the neo-Nazis to be walking down the streets for you to realize that there's hate out here. You know, it's so fake. You know, through this whole administration for the last 4 years, black people have been quiet about every damn thing. Maybe a couple of things that might have happened along the way, but black people were quiet about everything. Because when Democrats are in office, we just love diversity and inclusion, which is so goddamn fake. Now that the KKK is walking down the street, now you want to say something about it. Now we want to get unified. But what happened when, you know, when we go through things with our own people and we want to stand together in solidarity? Why we never do that? This is why other nations don't respect our people, man. Because of things like this. Look, them neo-Nazis and those KKK, they got the right to free speech. They could walk up and down this damn street and I could give two damns about what the hell they saying, right? Because we go out on the streets every week and we fight for First Amendment right too. So we go out on the streets and we say what we gonna say, and I could give a damn about what the KKK or neo-Nazis want to say. They could go and say what they want. They hate me, no sweat. I hate you too, right? That's fine. But what we gotta stop doing is jumping on it every single time, going out there and making fools out of ourselves. As if we somehow in a post-racial society. Now everybody want to be all conscious about racism now that Donald Trump's about to come into the office now. Right. Why they didn't march on the same day? Right. This is why, like, I say that our people are reactionary when we should be more proactive instead of reactive. It shouldn't have took the neo-Nazis to walk down the street and basically show the racism, you know, of course, you know, and this is why Donald Trump was good for our people. This is exactly why. Because if Kamala Harris would have gotten office, these same black men wouldn't have had nothing to say. It would have been totally fine. We would have had a black woman in office, so that they would have said. We would have had a black woman in office. Everything would have been fine. We all would have been eating cupcakes, and everything would have been fine. But now that Donald Trump is coming into office, now everybody want to be more heightened on what racism really is. And this is why it's a goddamn joke. It's a joke, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, because this here is ridiculous, man. You know, just about, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about pronouns. You know what I mean? Just a few weeks ago, we were talking about diversity and inclusion. You know, it's laughable, man. And this is why, you know, when we go out on the streets, like I said, we go out on the streets every single week. Whether it's a Democrat in office, whether it's a Republican in office, we go out in these streets every single week. We don't wait for the KKK to be walking down the damn street for us to want to jump into action. Which is, you know, and this is why, like, we're not respected. This is why it's important that we understand the game that's being played on us, the war that we're in, that we don't want to acknowledge unless it's a goddamn Republican in office. That's when we want to start to recognize that it's racism. That's what the issue is. You know, now they want to march. Now everybody want to get up and they want to say something about it. Then you saw black people out there like, get out of here. We don't want your hate here. Look, they look, they got the right to free speech. They can walk up and down that street talking about who they hate and it does not matter, right? But just don't say nothing when I do. You understand? Just don't say nothing when I go out there and I talk about what I don't like, right? So just the same way that we can have the right to the free speech to say what we want to say, they got the right to. Who the hell cares if the KKK walked down the damn street, the neo-Nazis walk down the damn street? What we need to understand is that we need to separate from those people. What we need to understand is that America is not progressive as you think. It's just a shame that it takes for a Republican to get in office for us to want to start to be reactionary and start to be all this whole consciousness of what racism is. This is why Donald Trump is good for black people. This is why we said what we said when we say that Donald Trump is good for black people. This is exactly what we mean right here. Because now black men want to stand up and they want to, come out and get, involved with the whole racism in America. Because you thought that with Kamala Harris, you thought it was a post-racial society. And it showed, and these videos like this shows you. And this is why it's going to happen more. This is why the Republicans being in office is going to cause more racists to come out, more racism. And this is why Donald Trump is in office, because the Lord is tired of us sitting back. The Lord is tired of us being passive. Every time a goddamn Democrat gets in office, we want to be all about diversity, inclusion, and coming together with this rainbow coalition. The Lord don't want that, man. The Lord is showing us what he wants. The Lord wants us to be separated. The Lord wants us to come together, stop killing each other, have brotherhood and sisterhood, and understand that our power lies within each other. But we can't never come together because you got 90% of our women that voted for Kamala Harris because they want to have abortions. We don't understand what the game that's being played on us. Right now, Joe Biden literally gave Ukraine the authority to use long-range missiles into Russia with 30 days until, like 36 days until Trump gets in office, about a month and 2 weeks before Trump gets in office. The Democrats are trying to burn the goddamn house down. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to burn it down. And this is what black women wanted to vote for? This is what our people wanted to vote for. And I'm not just going to say black women, because a lot of black men voted for Kamala Harris too. Like damn near 70% voted for Kamala Harris. This is what we voted for. And the things that we vote for, we're not even conscious of the things that we really vote for, because we so wrapped up in goddamn identity politics and the need to want to kill our goddamn babies. That's what we really voted for. They got Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla to come out there and just basically shake their behind and get you to vote for abortion when the Democratic Party right now escalated the war in Russia right now. Escalated the war on you right now. And when our aunts and uncles and cousins and brothers and sisters go over there to that goddamn war, just know that you wanted to vote for identity politics. You wanted to vote to kill your babies. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to vote so that you could have $25,000 startup costs for a business. You get my point? Like, this is the game that constantly is played on us. And you're right. Voting doesn't matter at the end of the day because our situation stays the same. This is why we say it. Now, all of a sudden, black men want to come out. I'm going to play a little bit more on the video.
To the exact route on High Street where the group yelled racial slurs a day prior. These community members taking a quieter approach, standing together, silent in solidarity against hate.
We're not backing down. We're not running. We're not scared. You understand? We're here. Our presence is going. Now
you ain't scared. Now you're not scared. Where was all these brothers at, man? Where was all these brothers at? We was out there. Where's all these brothers at? Now that you see the KKK walking down the street, now you want to get together in solidarity. Why does it take for this to happen for our people to come together? Why do we got to be so reactionary? Why do we got to be people that only reacts to what's going on in America instead of being proactive and strategizing, getting together and finding out what's our best strategy moving forward? We got to wait until we see the goddamn neo-Nazis walking up the street.
Be felt from now on, period. I think the men that you see behind me are strong Black men, great fathers, great grandfathers, and they've seen enough, they've heard enough. And then it's time for us as Black men to make sure that our kids see us in a positive.
When it said that they heard enough, okay, let's say, for instance, right? Let's do a hypothetical. Let's just say Kamala Harris won. They would have thought racism was over. They would have thought that racism was over. Let's be honest with ourselves. If these things wouldn't have happened, they wouldn't have reacted the way that they reacted. And this is why. And I'm not saying that, I guess any kind of spark in the right direction is right, but at the same time, we need to stop worrying about that. Stop running after the Ku Klux Klan. Stop running after the neo-Nazis when they walk up and down the street. Who the hell cares, man? We live in America. America is a free country. We are free to hate whoever the hell we want. Let's stop trying to go after white people to make them feel like they have to love every goddamn thing. They don't. Mataza Pod, you came on. You had want to say something? I think you got to unmute your mic. There you go. You unmuted now. I can hear you.
Oh, so again, now I'm listening. I'm just listening.
And I'm going in to show why why does it have to be the KKK walking down the street for us to try to be reactionary? Why does it take that? Why can't we just be reactionary and not reactionary, proactive when it comes to racism, it comes to hate in America, it comes to the Black situation in America? Why does it always have to take a Republican to get in office? Because if Kamala Harris would have won, it would have been no problem. Everybody would have been happy, dancing in the street, and everything would have been, cookies and Hallmark cards. But now that Donald Trump is about to get in office and we see that the neo-Nazis is popping out, the KKK is popping out, everybody popping out with their racism and their hatred towards Blacks and Hispanics, now we want to say that America is not as post-racial as we thought. And this is why I say that this is not the way that we're supposed to be moving. Who the hell cares if the KKK walk the hell down the goddamn street and say what they want to say? They can say what they want to say. It's a free country. You can hate whatever the hell you want to hate, just the same way that they can hate whatever the hell they want to hate. What I'm trying to say is that why should we give a damn? Why should we care that the neo-Nazis is walking down the street saying that they hate Black people and Jews? Why should we even care? What we need to focus on is the loving each other. How are we gonna fight them because they hate us when we hate each other? We hate each other. How can you get mad at them for hating Black people when we hate each other? This is why we don't get respected, because we're double-minded people. And this is why when we go out in these streets, we say what we say and we do what we do because it is right according to the Bible. And so we are going to go out there for our brothers, our sisters. Our brotherhood, our sisterhood is the foundation, and it's what is going to make us be able to grow and be stronger. But just getting mad at the goddamn KKK for walking down the street, that's not going to help nothing. That's just going to be you running after white people talking about, hey, man, why don't you love me? That's what you're really saying. Why don't you love me? You're not gonna hate is not gonna be accepted. What you mean hate is not gonna be accepted? These are the same people that hate Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? The same people that hate those Chinese people when you walk into that store. Why does it have to be so much that we have to run after the oppressor and get him to just not hate us but love us? Why does it even matter? But those same brothers that was out there talking about the KKK walking up and down the street, and they were saying what they were saying about, you know, blah, 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 you're not supposed to hate, all that kind of stuff. Those are the same brothers that'll hate a nigga. Same ones that'll hate a nigga. Go ahead, Mutazapah.
No, I was about to say, right. That's for sure, right. Those same brothers that's complaining about the KKK and their so-called hate speech is the same ones that go at us, you know, for so-called hate speech. When, you know, it's like in their mental illness, they actually believe that America is going to be like a utopia or supposed to be a utopia or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never going to be that way. So who cares what the oppressor is saying? Because when it comes time for us to say what we got to say, we don't want to be hindered. You know what I'm saying? So why would you even give a damn what he's saying? Let him walk down the street by his damn self, say whatever he want, chant whatever he want, and you just sit in the house and just simply mind your business.
Right. And that's all I'm trying to say with this, y'all. I'm just trying to say that we don't have to be so reactionary every time we see it. Let's take a different approach to it. Why do we got to go and assemble together? Now we want to get together, but we didn't want to get together when it was gun violence going on. We don't want to get together when it's gang violence going on, right? Because we the only ones that go into these hoods and go out there and stand on the block and tell a drug dealer that he shouldn't be selling drugs. We the only ones that go out there and tell, you know what I mean, a woman that she shouldn't be prostituting and she shouldn't be in the strip clubs. We the only ones that go out there and do it. You know how I know? Because we were just in there last weekend in Trenton, New Jersey, right? Smack dab in the hood. Telling black people to come together, man. But now they want to tell black people, they want black people to come together when they see the KKK walking down the street. Because now it's a harsh wake up to your so-called reality that you've been living in for the last 4 years. Now that you had Joe Biden in office. Because you had Joe Biden in office and you were so, you know, stark, you know, you had so much butterflies in your stomach because you thought Kamala Harris was going to get in office and you thought that America was post-racial when it wasn't. And that's what we've been telling everybody when it's Democrats in office, whether it's Republicans in office, the hate remains the same. They just bold enough to come out here and say it. And then the brother tried to run up on one of them, and then the other brother's like, no, don't do that, man. They armed. Yeah. Why wouldn't they be? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand. Like, our people got to understand the war that's being played. We got to understand the game that's being played and understand that we are in a war. And you can't try to be in a war and think that the war is going to be played by a certain set of rules when it's not. You know, they even say that all is fair in love and war, don't they? You know what I mean? Everything is fair. So you think that if you would have ran up on that white guy who was walking down the street talking about he hate black people, and you went up in there and tried to do something or try to harm him, you think he wasn't going to pull out his gun and put you to death? You get my point, Mutazapah?
Yeah.
He'd have put you to death right there in the middle of the goddamn street. And guess what would have happened? He would have got stand your ground.
Right.
Because go ahead.
I mean, it's just unfortunate that whenever Democrats are in office, we don't feel like we have an enemy in the world. But then, you know, we feel like all of a sudden, just because, you know, Republican comes into office, now all of a sudden everybody who's white is the enemy. You should already feel like that when Democrats is in office as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this is why, man, it's important that we understand the game that's being played on us. Let me play a little bit more of it, man, and then I'll be done with it.
Positive, making a positive impact as well. I think the men that you see behind me are strong Black men, great fathers, great grandfathers, and they've seen enough, they've heard enough. And then it's time for us as Black men to make sure that our kids see us in a positive, making a positive impact as well.
Their message of unity resonating as people applaud them from inside stores.
Not going to hide behind a mask, not going to run. I see when this is so vile and so disrespectful, no, simply cannot be.
This group says that they're going to continue to look for ways to promote peace and love throughout this community moving forward. On your side, Nick Veland, Fox 28 News.
Hey, where was this at? A year ago.
That's what I was about to say. We're having. What was the tipping point for them to be just so angry that now all of a sudden we didn't heard enough and we didn't seen enough?
Right. Where was this at 3 years ago? Where was this at through the whole time Biden been in office? We ain't seen no Black Lives Matter. We ain't seen nothing. Now all of a sudden the neo-Nazis walk down the street. Oh, that's just the tipping point. Not to mention, Sandra Massey, who was unalived in her kitchen by 2 racist cops when she just said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Forget about that. Forget about all of the countless murders that happened at the hands of police officers in America over the last 4 years. Not to mention, all of the injustices committed against Black and brown people over the last 4 years. But now that you see the KKK walking down the damn street, now this is the tipping point. Oh, we got to come together. This is why it's a book, man, that y'all could get, man, by Gunnar Myrdal. And he talks about this, and he says that Black people sway by whoever's in office. And it's so sad, but he is right. We sway whatever way that by whoever is in office. You know what I mean? If the Democrats is in office, we want to be all about a rainbow coalition, coming together, pronouns, loving everybody, all of that nonsense, garbage. But then the minute a Republican gets in office, oh, now we got to come together. We got to buy Black. We got to get our chakras in order. We got to, we got to come together as Black men. We got to march. Marching is the dumbest thing that marching is so stupid. And we've been doing this for 60 years. We've been marching. And it absolutely means nothing. Of course, they're gonna go ahead. I'm Salagi.
No, I'm waiting.
No, I was just saying marching is so stupid, and then they're getting cheered on by the people in the shops. Some niggas came out, Black people walked, they marched. Yeah. I wonder if they'll be clapping when we stop celebrating Christmas. I wonder if they'll be clapping when we stop going to spend $1,000 on a meal on Thanksgiving Day. I wonder if they'll clap when we decide to stop eating pork. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if they'll clap when we stop committing crimes.
Right, but they don't really hate them people enough to stop celebrating holidays. The same holidays that the KKK or neo-Nazis, those same Black people celebrate all of the same holidays that them neo-Nazis. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you don't hate them enough, or you don't dislike them enough to stop celebrating all of the stuff that they celebrate.
Right.
And the bigger question is, you got so much hatred for, I guess, the neo-Nazis that came walking down the street or having a demonstration or whatever, but not, having that same level of animosity towards, the government that sets the laws, to where, the government sets the laws and it gives these people the spirit to even act the way they acting towards black people.
Mm-hmm.
The government of America, I guess, if they would treat us a certain way, right, and then everybody else would sort of follow suit, I would believe.
Mm-hmm.
But black people are mad at the neo-Nazis when the bigger picture is you should just be mad at the oppressor, period.
Mm-hmm.
Because the oppressor sets the laws and the atmosphere and the spirit for the neo-Nazis to even act the way they're acting. So like you shouldn't even like our fight ain't, who cares about what the neo-Nazis think? I don't even know what they was chanting. What was they chanting?
They were saying stuff like, that they, they hate the Jews and they hate, niggas, they hate niggas.
And then look, hey, niggas ain't did nothing in about 50, 60 years, and that still is a chant in the mouth of the oppressor. When the oppressor comes and he's mad at America, and he's mad at, matter of fact, he's mad at his own government for how the government let him down. He feels that the government is letting the all the immigrants in. He feels like he's getting high interest rates. The oppressor feels like everything's coming down on him, and he's not ruling America. Well, that's not our fault. That's your government.
Right.
But when they come out, they still project all of that hatred that they have for the government to black people. Black people haven't done anything for the last, I don't know, anything that would I guess would make America mad, but black people seems to always be the the driving force of people's anger.
Mm-hmm. And my whole thing is that if they're gonna walk down the street, then who the hell cares? Let them walk down the goddamn street. Like, who cares if they walk down the street? If they say that they hate black people, they hate Jewish people, who the hell cares? We shouldn't care. We should understand that just like you got the right to freedom of speech, the same way that they do. And if we take that same energy and back and stop worrying about them loving you or trying to crush hate in America against black people, then maybe we'll be a lot better off. This is what I love so much about, the truth and everything like that, is that we don't give a goddamn if they like you or don't. You in a neighborhood, you can see the neo-Nazis walking up and down the street, and because they clearly said that they hate you, we got an issue with that. But what about the people that's that's in your neighborhoods, that's selling you fried chicken all day, that hate your guts? That hate your guts, but they selling you chicken all day long. Hate your guts, but they sell you Hennessy all day long. Ain't nobody protesting against that though. What you say?
Or the drug dealers, or the murderers, or anybody else that's making a neighborhood, bad for it.
But because they say that they hate you, now we got to have outrage. Because they say that they hate you. That's why I say our people are just jacked up mentally. Because they say, oh, I hate black people. Oh, no. Oh, man, we can't accept hate no more. But what about Planned Parenthood? What about a woman's right to choose? All of that garbage that Kamala Harris is spewing out her goddamn mouth for the last 3 months. What about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about those things where we say, well, I ain't going to accept it no more. We're not accepting it no more. We pushing back against abortion. We're pushing back against, the Democrats trying to keep us on welfare and keep us all in one spot. We're gonna push back against those things. Where are we at? We don't say nothing about that. Drug dealers are allowed to flourish and do whatever the hell they want to do. Everybody's allowed to do whatever they want to do. You know what it is? A lot of our people think that going after the KKK now is safe. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's safe. Because more than not, you'll have enough. You'll have enough of what's that word called? You won't have no pushback, pushing back against something like that. You know, it's just the same thing like it was when Trayvon Martin, you know, when he got killed, it was like, it's safe to put on a hoodie. It's safe to, you know, that's safe. You know, everybody put a hoodie on and protest against the cops. But when it comes to really having that protest and really standing on business, as they would say, then we don't want to do it. And this is why I say that our people are hypocritical, and we got to stop that moving forward, because you think that this is just the one instance where the neo-Nazis came out and they got a lot of backlash, whatever. That's coming a whole lot more. And the Lord is going to send that a whole lot more. Why? Because we have to have, because we want to be asleep so bad, because we don't want to acknowledge reality so damn bad in America, the Lord has to put Donald Trump in office so that we can clearly see the racism, so that we can change. Because the killings don't change us.
Right.
The drugs don't change us. The oppression don't change us. The inflation don't change us. Everything that gets thrown at us, it don't change us, because we forever want to be a slave. So now the KKK got to walk down the street. Now the neo-Nazis got to come out and say, we hate you, for us to wake up. And we'll see if this be the catalyst to make us wake up. We'll see.
Probably not, though, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. So I got Mataza Pond here. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to subscribe to the channel. Right now, we on ISUPK Delaware. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to be putting out more of these where we're going to talk about, you know, certain issues. And we're going to keep it nice, quick, concise, to the point. And I want to thank everybody, man, for tuning in. But make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all share, and make sure y'all leave a comment, man, and let me know what y'all think about Black leaders getting mad about the KKK, or rather the neo-Nazis, same goddamn thing. The neo-Nazis walking down the street, and they felt that, you know, we should push back. So let me know in the comments what y'all think. And yeah. And I'll have my Cash App up here too. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can either donate so that we can get more videos out like this. And if you don't want to donate a lot, then just donate enough for me to get a bottle. All right? Here we go. We out of here, man. Let's get it.